Clint, shut up. We're not doing our intro. We're just going at it, baby.
Okay.
No, you're doing your intro. You're doing the intro.
All right.
Do the intro. We love the intro.
All right. Well, indeed, we are here. Welcome to Amityville Horror. Thank you for visiting. I am Clint.
I'm Don.
And today we're joined with two very special guests. It was going to be one. Now it's two. So first off, we have Alivea Disney with us right now. Who just wrapped up shooting something today.
Yes.
Which is awesome. I won't pry if that's not something I'm allowed to talk about.
We'll talk about it a little bit.
Okay, cool. And we also have a director that she's very familiar with, Mr. Jason Pitts. And I shouldn't just call you a director because you are a writer too.
Writer-director.
He dabbles in acting. He acts a little bit.
He was behind the glass in Alone.
A little bit at Alone. I did see that. That was cool.
Mm-hmm. He's got a nasty ass stare. Just, what are you stealing, bitch?
Yeah,
Stink face.
gave her the steely eyes. You know. So last time we talked, it was kind of like a conglomerate. We had a whole bunch of people from working on Alone and of course Masquerade, and people who were going to be coming up in one of the next films, Lonely Echoes. And we kind of wanted to take a few extra minutes and talk specifically with you because I heard a comment, you know, during that. I think Jason said it. It was about your character in Masquerade, where he was saying that character was very much like you in the sense that you were trying to be an actor. And my thoughts on that were, you're not trying at all. I mean, you are an actor, and
yes.
I didn't think of it any other way. And and so far, I mean, from what we've seen, we've been very impressed by what you've brought to this. I can absolutely see why he wants to work with you and why you're going to be in future projects. So I don't know where to start. Other than
I do. She's down there. I'm gonna second that, third that, fourth that. Alivea is one of our favorite people that we have. And
oh my gosh, y'all are in my bottom 10. Oh, okay, I mean my top 10.
Shit.
My favorite.
All the people you just offended.
Damn, I mean, I tried.
Just kidding.
Hard.
No, I love this. I love you guys.
She's phenomenal, and me and her have our Facebook chats, which are incredible, to say the least.
We're the best.
We're the best.
Oh.
We are.
Those are private conversations.
They are.
I'm not in those.
You guys would be so entertained.
You would. I mean, it's like a sitcom.
Chirp.
Yeah,
hearing crickets all the time. I got it.
Chirp.
But Alivea is still one of my favorite people because of what she brings to the table. There's no denying Masquerade is made because of her. I mean, it is brought to the forefront because of her. And that's not to discount anything anybody else does, but without her, I just don't see the things transpiring and being as successful without her. And I think the same thing is probably going to be held true with Voorhees, because we got an early taste. We got a spoiler. No. Nobody else can see it because we're fucking amazing.
Oh my good. Jason, you gave them a spoiler?
I gave them a small scene.
That means y'all are definitely our favorites, obviously.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
We won't share it. We're just gonna tell you that Mr. Jason Pitts alluded to a lot of amazing things in Voorhees, and we got to see Alivea doing her thing, acting opposite of Xavier. And with the 2 minutes and 55-second clip that we got, my mind was blowed. It was gone
and eager for more.
Yes.
It was hey Olivia, it was the living room scene.
Oh yeah. With who's at it?
With
the original.
Yeah.
The original edit.
Laura, no, it's Will's edit. The new edit.
Cool. I haven't seen that. So
Good.
You guys have even gotten a sneak peek before I have.
Well, needless to say, you're amazing as usual.
Oh, thank you. But that was a scene that the energy in the room was there. Like we all knew that we had hit it. So normally when you feel it physically on camera, it's even so much more depending on those angles because you can see so much more. You can see the
Mhm.
little stuff. So, oh, now I want to see.
And you know
But
what's
I'm
so
so
great
grateful for
about
you. Yeah.
what's so great about this is, again, the fact that it's Jason and you guys. I just, to this day right now, I just don't see a better pair. I just don't see a better group. You know, you and Bailey. It's insanity. It is pure insanity. The fact that you can think that, and me and Clint, we talked about it off mic. In fact, all three of us did. This indie community that's been built, especially with you guys, it's on another level. It's on a completely different planet because of how you guys get along. Like I've watched movies for 35 years, and I've seen blockbuster movies. I've seen, behind the scenes, and I'm like, these people don't give a shit about anybody. They
Yeah.
just want the paycheck. They just want to go on and move on. And we had a great interview yesterday with Julianne Prescott, and she kind of brought it to the forefront of this indie community is a family. And it was really refreshing and just a breath of fresh air to hear that, you guys give a shit about each other, and it's a big deal. Like, it really is. Like, to me, camaraderie it's a big deal. Like,
And it does
because
shine through.
yeah, it does. And maybe I'm old school, chivalry's not dead. I still hold the door for women. I still, say yes, ma'am, yes, sir, no, ma'am, no, sir. But it just feels like that's the kind of level that you guys are on. That respect, and that, you want each other to succeed. And I
Yeah.
love that. And that's why I've taken a very, very big liking to Jason and to you, is because I can feel that. And I love that, because you don't get that. You just don't. In this day and age, you just don't. And, the fact that, with Masquerade, Voorhees coming out, it's just unprecedented. And there's nobody that I want more to succeed than Jason and you. And it's just incredible. And I love it.
Oh, those words weigh so heavy on me because yeah, everything that you said was so perfectly worded. The respect and admiration goes like more than I could even express. So all of the like need and the want for each other's success is so real. So it does, like, obviously you're going to see that throughout the scenes and the projects that we do, but also just in life. Like, we're going to continue to support all of our friends and family that we've made throughout our climb into this career. And what's so beautiful, I didn't even know I would touch on this, but no one really talks about how like mentally tolling the entertainment industry is, especially as an actor or a content creator or a screenwriter or a director. This climb is endless. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a business that has ebbs and flows. So you will never have a time where you're just consistently booking and consistently doing well. You're going to have like really low lows, but then you'll have really high highs. So the people that keep you leveled out and stable and able to sustain and like keep your drive are the families that you make on these sets. So that's so beautiful, because the months that we're not auditioning, the months that we're not booking the great gigs, the months that like maybe you're not like getting clicks on your IMDb, or your agent's not sending you anything, or maybe you had a bad performance and you're getting bad reviews, because ultimately we are very vulnerable to society and to reviews and to the subject and to their opinions. So all of that weighs really heavy. But if you have other people that are going through exactly the same thing, but will also support you unconditionally because they understand exactly what you're going through, it, like, you can't even describe that feeling. So I like Bailey, Jason, Will, literally everyone that we've worked with on the Masquerade set, and and others, I will always support them no matter what.
Jason, what do you got to add to that?
Absolutely, everything she said is exactly true. It is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Overnight successes are a myth. They don't happen.
And if they do, they
them-
don't last.
Yeah, you may
Correct.
see
Yeah.
them. You may see them for the first time overnight, and it may seem like it happened overnight, but you don't see the years and the decades that came before that to get to that point. And anything can be discouraging. You can feel like all the work that you've done, is for nothing. And to have that family that you've built with you, supporting you, and going through what you have gone through is crucial. And yeah, it's been having Olivia and Bailey and everyone, Charlie, Lon,
Buddy, Jason,
yeah.
James,
I mean,
everybody. Yeah.
to have all these
McLean,
people.
don't forget McLean.
And
McLean, we
yeah.
love McLean. CJ, literally, the list goes on
Yeah.
because that's how many people are just like, we know they would have our backs, and we know that they're also struggling with us and succeeding with us at the same time.
And we try to check in on each other.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know me and Olivia, we try to call and just to
Mhm.
check in on each other. Hey, how you doing
Yeah.
mentally? Everything.
Mhm.
And I check in on Bailey quite a bit, and just everybody. And
Yeah.
it's really important. It's really important. We can't do it
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah. And there's so many like points to like touch on, like almost I don't even know if we could reach all of them. One, just the fact that like although we film together often, we're not filming all the time, and that's what we all want to do. So even if filming 5 short films is a lot more than a lot of A-list actors, because they're booking like 1 feature film, although it's well paid. I'm just saying, like, even the best of the best are not working 365 days, but the best of the best, just like us, want to work that much. So even in these downtimes, although we have 2 projects coming up, what are we doing right now? And the longer we sit in between projects, the more mentally unstable we all get, and we're just like itching to go. So the only people that really understand, so we talked about family. Obviously, family support is so essential, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this or succeed at all if my husband wasn't supportive, if my daughter wasn't accepting of my career. But to an extent, they only get one perspective, which is their own. They don't understand how it feels on the other side. So to have other people on the same side as you is also essential.
Holy shit, that couldn't have been
Yeah.
explained
That was
any better than that. I mean, it's and that's, I think that's what's, and God, Olivia, you alluding to, the big wigs, the Brad Pitts and the George Clooney's and everything. It's like they're not working year round, and honestly, if they are, it's not for peanuts.
right.
And with what you guys do, and that's where we have really come to understand that it's not all fun and games, because it's a real business. If you don't get the funding and you don't get the support, there's no movie. There's nothing. You got to do it again and again.
And think of how much you sacrifice knowing that you might not get the funding and the support, because all of that time that's being spent rallying the crowd and like promoting our projects and in post-production, that's after filming, which takes hours. That's after pre-production, that takes hours and days and months. So all of this time is being sacrificed with our family and with our loved ones who support us, but their threshold's only so much, rightfully so. So if it goes into post and we're trying to move on to the next project, and then we're not supported, we've sacrificed all this time to gain what?
Yeah.
To gain nothing so far. So it is heavy. It genuinely is, like, the real side of it.
And it sucks because, like, it's just one of those things that you try so hard, and like, I know Nick is 100% supportive of what you do, But it's just one of those things that, is when it succeeds, it's worth it. When it doesn't, it's like, is this worth doing it?
Yeah.
But
And how sucky is that though? Because think of an office job. Like you're not always going to get that raise, but we don't immediately say, oh, well, maybe we need to change jobs. That's the first thing that comes up as an entertainer, as an actor, as a director. When you don't get that gig, when you don't get the gig for a while, the first thing that someone is suggesting is like, oh, maybe you need something more practical. Maybe you need something with consistency. And that's not just me. That's literally everyone. Literally every person. It's like it really, although society accepts it and we need entertainers and we need actors and we need directors and writers, it's not realistic. It's not accepted as everything else is. An office job is accepted, but if I spend 8 hours in a acting workshop that's not paid, even though that's training and that's something that's essential, that's something that's a part of my job, that's looked too differently. That's going to look as a leisure activity as opposed to something like training for an office job. Yeah. So then, I mean, that's another layer of mental health, another layer of support, another layer of, I don't know, so much of it.
And this is something that I want to bring up, and Clinton, then I'm gonna let you chime in, because this is something that really pisses me off in this industry, is when people sit there and, with like Jason, you're behind the scenes, but like with Alivea being, outside the camera, when people are like, well, that must be nice. It's like, do you understand what these people go through? Do you have any fucking idea what these people go through to achieve what they've gotten? It's not, it must be nice. Nothing was given. And that's what I love about the indie scene, the indie horror scene. Nothing's given to you guys. There is nothing that is given to anyone in this scene. It's all earned. You cannot sit there and say, well, it must be nice. Yeah, it must be nice that I have to work 3 fucking jobs to accommodate what I can't do behind the camera. It must be nice.
Like, Jason, do you sleep at all? Like you're hitting our souls right now, Don.
Yeah.
Like, whew.
I hate that, because I hate it because I like, especially doing this for, unfortunately, we're still rookies, but the 4 months that we've done this podcast and our Facebook group, we understand what is brought to the table.
Yeah.
It's a grind. It's literally like, if this doesn't succeed, you got to do it again. You got to do it again and again and again.
Even if it does succeed, you still got to do it again.
Yeah.
And it's like, so the $25,000 that you made, that might be post-production. And I know what goes into that. And it is a brutal process. Brutal. And it's like, anybody that can sit out there, and again, guys, I'm not trying to poke fun at anybody or stick anybody. I'm just telling you, the fact that if you say that must be nice, you just don't know what these guys go through. You just don't. And I've seen it, and I know, because I've seen these press kits that come out. I've seen these screeners that come out. It is fucking brutal.
It is. I just wrapped a film and I'm doing an interview because it's essential. One, I love you guys, but I'm tired. But it's important to, like, I need to have things scheduled. Like I wrap one project same day. I have to have things scheduled to progress a career. So you're so right. You were so right.
Yep.
And I can't, I don't have thanks enough for you to come on here. Like I don't.
It's my honor. I think you guys are amazing. It is. It really is. I think you guys are awesome. And you're giving us a platform. It's
our honor. You have to realize that. It's our honor to have you and Jason on here. Because again, we're nobodies. We're
you're somebody's.
We're trying to get to be somebody's.
Don't say that.
I understand what you're saying, but
you get what I'm saying. But enough about that. Let's talk about the succeeding parts. So I've noticed, and it came up a couple times. So I think Olivia's doing some voice work, some voice acting work.
Mm,
I've
yeah.
done some voice acting work before. So have you done it before? And if you haven't, are you nervous about it?
Oh my goodness. So I have not done it. This will be my first voice acting gig, and it's legit. Like Mark Redfield is absolutely incredible. He has his own website, he has his own production company, he does audiobooks all the time. He does full drama readings. He is so incredibly talented. The amount of voices and impersonations and accents this man pulls out is crazy. So that was intense to be booked by someone who with already such a strong platform with so much experience. And not only did he book me for my first voice acting gig, but he like believes in me. He's like, you don't even have to worry. Like, I know that you can do this. He's also someone who saw Masquerade and was just like, you're so talented. I want you on a project, and here's the perfect project for you. It was immediate. So this person is just feeding into you and boosting you up to the point where he's just like, you don't need training. You're an amazing actor, and this is how it's going to translate. So we were on about a 3 or maybe even 4 hour call. Basically going over what we're going to do and how we're going to do that remotely, and then when we're going to start. So it's very early stages. They're still even like hammering down like small details on the script. We'll go into an actual Zoom table read with the other actors, which sometimes doesn't happen with voice acting. Like, it doesn't need to, it's not necessary. But he also walked me through some good sound equipment. He walked me through some good, like, rigging up your home for a booth type of situation, because anything that I do will have to be on the cheap side. So I'm going to DIY everything. But if it does work out, I do see voice acting often on like Actors Access and those type of casting calls. But I am definitely wanting to broaden my horizon. So any area into this field that I can get into, why not? I also have I recognize I have a childish voice. Like, I sound a lot younger than I am. So that's great for animation, I was told. So
Olivia is really,
we're gonna try
she's
it.
really 29 years old.
No, I'm not. I'm not 29.
She's not even close.
I'm close. I'm not. But now you'll never know.
Nope.
I'm somewhere in between the 20s and the 29s.
When I did a little bit of voice acting for Digimon. A little bit.
That's legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a
Wow.
web. It was a web
He
series.
says he's a nobody.
I know. That's legit.
But I got a mic that I might send you if you want to take it.
Can you put your autograph on it though?
Fuck no, I'm not that famous.
No, I'm only gonna accept it if your autograph's on it.
When you're done, sign it and send it back to me.
I got you. The value in that is gonna be insane. Especially, I'll be like, this is what I use for this project,
and it's gonna have your name on it, not mine.
Yeah.
That's exactly why it's gonna be worth money. Anyway, voice acting is a totally different it's a totally different avenue, just because when you're acting, you're with somebody, but when you're voice recording, you're in a booth, you're in a studio, and honestly, the way that things have gone now with COVID, you may not even be doing that. You may just be in your house doing it. Like,
it would be in my home remote. Yep.
And it's even harder. There's a couple voice actors I know that work for Funimation who do a lot of the anime dubbings and everything like that. And they talk about it's been really hard this past 2 years, just sitting at home still producing and still acting with these animes that have to come out. And
also that's really lonely too. We could get into that, going into mental health, at how this remote situation.
Isn't this mental health month?
I guess I wasn't aware, but here we are. Yeah.
Well, so
I'm excited. Well, no, I'm just saying, like, although voice acting is very different, I feel like being that it is all remote, although it's convenient, it's just another way to be isolated and to still be struggling to book. But it's fine. It's fine. We're getting through it, and a booking is a booking, and I'm excited either way, whether it's in a studio or whether it's at home. I am hoping to be at home and be remote, because if I can set something up in my own studio, then I feel like that'll open up the doors for a lot more.
I got you a mic, 100%.
Perfect. So now I just need to what quilts and those little cone things. I don't know what they're called. I don't know what those are. What are those things?
Like-
from 8 Mile. Yeah,
what,
that's
like a
how.
pop
Yeah, those
filter or
things.
something?
That thing. That
Uh,
the little.
I'll
what
put
are
them
they
in the mail
called?
for you. Soundproof.
Oh.
I got you, girl.
Stop.
I got you, girl.
Stop. Oh, I'm like set. Stop. This is amazing. He's gonna be so excited. So since we're on this, Mark Redfield Studios, he has a website. It's called markredfieldstudios.com, and all of his audiobooks are listed, his audio dramas, his music. He also makes art. He's so talented. He has films out, but he'll also be posting about, and he has a podcast, but he'll also be posting about our upcoming project too. So that's another plug for him, because he's so talented.
Can you announce anything at all
About the project?
about that?
Well, I don't know much about it.
Okay, well,
we're very, 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 very early into pre-production. Like, casting has been made. I'm opposite of Inyad, but I don't know his last name, so of course I'm not going to really be able to promote well. And I've actually worked with him before in a workshop, and he is a beautiful actor.
He's
He is
awesome,
so incredibly
Nice.
talented. It is such an honor for me to be alongside him. That was actually a pretty powerful scene that we were in together as well. Hey, do you have your phone, Jason? Can you look on his Instagram and
Yeah, I got you.
yeah, because I'm on my phone. So if Jason can look it up, then he can at least see if there's any details on the
See what
post
his
that I'm
name is?
missing. Yeah. Inyad, name of
Inyad.
project, if he's put the posting. I
Is it
should have
in-
all this.
Is it Indian's project?
No, it's Mark's. So it's
Yeah.
on Mark's Instagram.
Okay. So look at
Well, while Jason's doing that, let's shift gears
Okay.
to Voorhees. So we got to see 2 minutes and 55 seconds of footage, and it felt like I watched an hour, just because of the way.
Don't say it like that. Jesus.
No, I'm saying
it was dragged.
no,
on. It was
not at all.
horrible.
It was
It's never
that it
gonna
was
stop, you know?
it was that good because I
Time
was
stopped.
failed.
I died of boredom.
right. Fuck.
and-
It felt like 5 fucking minutes. No, it felt like it was that because I was so just engaged and enthralled because you and Xavier's chemistry was just stupid good. Like,
Yeah, we were really into our characters, man. That was something I do remember about that scene. Because we are not getting along. So that felt so real, to the point where I remember afterwards, I still felt a hint of just like,
F this guy.
like, no, it was just like, I was trying so hard to be understood, and no one was, especially him. He just wasn't getting it, because I had really resonated with my reasoning. I had really resonated with why I needed my voice to be heard, and why I was justified in suggesting what I was suggesting. And for someone to shut me down so quickly without even hearing me out with something that I care so much about, that hit home. Captain Kingdom of the Spanish Men, or is that man? I said
Maine.
Maine.
Maine?
That's right.
Is that
Yeah.
it?
Inyan Bay is her co-star's name.
I want to see
Indian
it.
Bay.
I want to see it
Yeah.
so bad.
Yeah, I knew I was
Oh.
gonna botch the title. I'm actually the worst. I'm the worst. I know the title of the project
She
I was just
is-
on
she
because
is the
I
worst.
rapped today.
She is the worst. She's the worst
I
at
am.
title. She's the worst
Yeah,
at
it must be
messaging.
nice.
Communicating in
nice.
general. That's a very blanket statement. I'm horrible at communicating. Any of my friends will vouch for that. Any of my acquaintances, my husband.
I am
You're
so
amazing
glad you
at
admit it.
communicating face to face.
At
Or
face to face, yeah.
Verbally.
Yes.
It's online
Ye-
communicating.
Fine.
But-
Yeah.
I'll
there's
drive to
nothing wrong with
Birmingham and
that.
have a fucking conversation with you
Yay.
and say, Olivia, chirp, chirp, chirp.
Chirp, chirp, chirp. This is you're getting insight into our messages. Just bird sounds, birds.
Nerds.
I don't care. Just be like,
Nerds, birds,
chirp, chirp, chirp.
birds.
Boom.
Chirp, chirp.
Yeah.
Like the
I'll be like,
like
all
the
right, cool.
two-way. The two-way.
Yeah,
Where you at?
Nextel. Then whole Nextel thing.
Dang,
No,
that's
I
back
mean, like I said,
we're
I get it.
dating.
You're busy. It was
Dating
just funny.
ourselves.
It was just funny as shit because she just said, I'm bad
Chirp,
at
chirp.
messaging. And I said,
I just
all
need
I
to get
said-
that out there.
I said K and I got blown. I got obliterated.
Who does that?
Wow. You said
We're
it. You said
scheduling an
K.
interview and he says
Wow.
K.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm trying to I'm
Like-
spending my time messaging about setting up an interview and he says, Kate, Clint, I'm gonna start just communicating with you from now on. You seem just better at that.
I get it. You know, I'm a very understanding person, you know.
I can tell.
That's
And
why I'm
Dawn
gonna
isn't.
that's why I'm gonna mute his ass. So you can't communicate with
That's
Clint.
so
Now you
fun.
have to deal with me.
That's
Love you, Clint.
so fun.
No,
Oh
you're
my
good.
gosh.
You have to
Jason's
ask to
cracking up.
unmute.
Ooh.
Unbelievable.
You have to
I'm
ask to
telling you.
unmute. That's fucked up. When I mute you, you have to
Yeah.
ask. That's bad.
Although
That's
I-
funny.
I won't
will
do that
say,
again.
Like I've gotten the K message from people, and my immediate reaction is, "Really? You can't even give me
Yeah,
two letters
for
to give me
real?
one?
For real?
You
Are you
know,
for real?
K, that's all I'm worth
Yeah.
to you."
I didn't get
Yeah.
communication for 28 hours.
20. That's actually pretty good. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's really good.
Wow.
that's
Well,
actually
what?
great.
I'd
for me.
hate to know what's bad then. Jesus. Oh, if I,
hope
don't
Nick isn't
contact you
watching. He'll let y'all know.
for at least 56 hours.
Nick lives with me and I don't even text him back. I don't text my husband back because I don't like texting. I don't like talking on the phone. I don't like picking up my phone and doing things with it. That's a little insight on me. I am not a typical millennial. I hate my phone. I understand that it's required for life these days because a lot of things that I need are on there. I don't want to talk on there. I don't want to spend time on there. And I definitely don't want to text anyone back.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those
But-
things that
I don't
I
know, but
get
I
it.
also like Jason was saying, like when we're face to face, I'll talk to you all day, like hang out, like it's fine, like we're gonna have a great conversation. But I'm not gonna text anyone. I'm not gonna respond on Messenger and Facebook and Instagram and any other ways of messaging. I'm not into it.
I'm going to send her at least a carrier pigeon and be like,
Yeah,
do you
That
want to
would
do
probably
another
I
interview?
would probably respond in 2 to 3 weeks with that one for sure.
Smoke signals.
I'll put that shit on the
Yeah.
calendar.
Yeah.
I think Olivia said it was good for August
Um,
26th. Okay.
Back in the day, I would really be like one of those like neighbors, that you would have to like check on and make sure they didn't die because there's no other form of communication because you just haven't seen or heard them. It's like, well, okay, so I don't know if you guys are into zodiac signs, probably not. Most guys aren't, but cancers, which is what I am, they're hermit crabs. That's literally their sign. So like I can be so reclusive, but when I'm out of my shell, I'm like, all happy and
That's
whatever.
why. That's
but
why
inside,
we are
don't fuck with me.
we are so
Yeah.
opposite
The
because
same.
I'm a fucking
Hey,
no, I'm a
That's true.
fucking
You just
Scorpio.
described my wife, and she's a
Yeah.
Cancer.
I'm a Scorpio.
Yeah. It's like talk to me, but only when I
Jason,
want
do you have to go?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just realized something. You just
What?
came from set, Olivia, right?
Yeah.
You haven't been online yet today?
No.
Today we Masquerade was named a semifinalist in the Dallas Movie Awards Festival.
Really?
Yeah,
What?
posted that today.
Oh, that's
So I had a feeling you didn't know about it yet.
No, I didn't know about it. Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
I told
Yay!
Jason, we told Jason earlier that we are so scared that you're gonna make that leap from like where you are now to like A-lister, and you're gonna do it.
Yeah,
It's gonna
for
happen.
Sure. I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna happen, and I hope it does. Like
Well, it will. Yeah.
I'm so like I'm just saying like I'm so proud to see that you going from Masquerade and Lonely Echoes and Unmasked, and then if you go to the big
Mhm.
top, like I know that you deserve that because I've seen your journey. I've seen what you've
Thank
done.
you.
And that's what makes it really amazing for us. And that's what makes it just endearing to us is that we can see that. and I hope that's what happens with you. I hope it's what happens with Bailey, CJ. I mean, you guys deserve it, and it
Thank
sucks
you.
because then we'll be like, are you gonna? Do you want to interview with us? Fuck no, you all are small fish compared to where I'm at now.
No, that would not be how it is. It would be if I didn't respond, it's because same old Olivia, different shit.
'Cause
Like
you're
I just
too
suck.
busy.
I'm just so busy. No,
I get it.
I
get it.
definitely I claim that. I claim that success. I claim that because
Do it, please.
ultimately it's not even I'll be honest, my goal is not A-lister, it's not famous, it's not it's none of those things. What I've been manifesting is literally to be able to wake up happy every day, doing something that I love, which right now is acting and creating, and then to be financially free for my family. So my family to be financially free. So if I'm able to wake up happy, if I'm able to act every day, and if acting brings me happiness, my family happiness, and it happens to also set us financially free to where we can enjoy life even more, that's literally all that means to me. So that could be C-list, it could be B-list, it could be A-list. But oh wait,
Oh
what
shit.
just happened?
Oh Jesus God,
Oh.
she got so S listed.
He said, "Peace out."
She went beyond A list. She said, "Fuck y'all." Bye.
Yeah, she's
Jason,
like,
are you
I've
still
already
good to hang on?
transcended
I
this
know.
conversation.
Yeah,
I know.
man,
I know it's late with you. I don't want to
Yeah,
keep you on.
I'm
If you have to go, she got to come back on.
yeah, she'll come back.
I know.
Mhm,
God,
mhm.
what a you guys are treasures, man. It is just so
Chirp,
just.
chirp.
Oh, is she chirping me? I got
No,
she's not. She's
I'm listening to the crickets while we wait for her
somebody
to come
set me
back.
up. She said
And,
jumping back on. Well, no shit.
Yeah.
The call
So,
kicked me off.
I was gonna say earlier, must be nice, Don. Sit there in your cushy chair with your sunglasses on, talking through that microphone. The easy life of a podcaster that you lead.
What
Yeah.
do I mean? What else do I? What do
Just
I
like
need to
these
do to like?
actors and these people just standing behind the
Hi.
camera. I get it.
Hi. What else do I need to do? I mean, now Olivia's gonna be like, Don took his
She came
sunglasses
back.
off.
Oh my God.
Clint's
Whoops.
insulting me now. He said, "Well, you got a cushy podcast with your glasses on and everything." So I took my glasses off. I don't know what the fuck else I can do. I mean,
Now you've lost your illusion that
Yeah,
you're giving
see?
the crowd.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
See, Clint, fuck you. You don't have an illusion.
No, do
I
what
do.
you feel. Do
Oh,
what
your
you feel is
persona
best.
just came back suddenly.
I do.
That's funny.
So that's the thing is that I just want you guys to be the A-listers. Like I really do. I know that's not something that, you want to, it's
I'll accept it if that's what the universe has in store for me. I
and
claim
that's the
it.
thing. You deserve it. Bailey
Thank
deserves
you.
it. Jason deserves it. The
They do.
A-listers, and just because you guys understand where you came from, you guys
Mhm.
understand what you're doing, and I think a lot of these big name Hollywood actors and actresses and directors, and especially in the horror scene, and Clint says it a bajillion times.
Mhm.
Horror has such a subgenre that you can just list: comedy, action, sci-fi, yada 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 yada. But you still have to make it work. You still have to make it, your own. You still have to make it so that it's watched. It's just not given to you, and that's the thing I think that people really discount is that it. Even though you go to Hollywood or whatever, that's not a given. That's
Mhm.
not something that's guaranteed. But
Yeah.
I think, and again, watching what you guys have done, and Clint can second me, all the tools are there. Everything's there, without a
Yeah.
doubt.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about indie films and doing things with no budget. You get a lot of passionate people who are doing it simply because they love it and they want to make something. And the indie community, we're just very fresh into it. We've just got our finger on the pulse of it right now. Just seeing how tight knit that community is, how willing people are to work together and do things for one another and promote each other's stuff. it's really heartwarming and beautiful to see, that it's such a large thing. It's so much bigger than I thought it was before. And your journey, as far as I'm concerned, is just beginning. We see where you are right now, but I'm kind of curious, where does it start? Like, how long ago did you say in your life, hey, I want to be an actor?
Oh, pretty recently in comparison to everyone else. So I first found acting in 2016 by accident. I was in college. I was about to graduate with my Associates of Science, and I wanted an easy A because I was just senioritis. I was just tired of working and tired of, I don't know, I was just over it. So I was like, oh, I'll do theater because why wouldn't I get an A in that? Like, I love being center of attention. I grew up as a competitive cheerleader, so I know I can like do that. So I really just joined for an easy A. We had at Pulaski Tech, which is now the University of Pulaski Tech in North Little Rock. They just built an amazing theater, and then their classroom was in a black box theater. They had these dressing rooms that were just, I've never been in such an amazing dressing room. It was insane. But their theater department was just thriving. I had no idea. I just signed up for an A. They were putting on their very first production in their first theater called A Midsummer's Night Dream, which is a Shakespeare play.
Yes, it is.
But here's what was crazy is they did a Beatles rendition of it and turned it into a musical. And I was like, oh, okay, well, we actually had to audition because that was a part of our assignment. I booked the lead and I was like, oh, well,
Shocker.
this is actually really fun. And I won an award that year. I got the play got a lot of praise, everyone loved it. And then I won an award that year that was most promising student. And I was like, oh my God, I literally took this class as an easy A. And here I am winning awards and people were interviewing me and writing newspaper articles on me. And I was just like, but what I loved about it is that feeling that you got when going on stage and you just nothing else mattered. You literally go into autopilot. It's like you black out and then you come back after you're backstage and getting into your next wardrobe. And I'm just like, what was I there? Did I do something? Because I don't really know what just happened. So it was so beautiful and new to me. And I just remember the feelings. I remember the feelings of when I would make eye contact with someone in the crowd. I remember the feeling of being in the middle of the stage and saying what I needed to say through these character eyes. And that's how I felt without training. That's how I felt before I even knew what the fuck acting was. So my theater teacher, her name's Miss Sheila Glasscock. She was just like, don't stop. Don't ever stop. If this is something that you're just finding and you're this good, please just continue it. So that statement was so pivotal for me because it just made me realize I have no idea what the hell I want in life. Here I am thinking an associate's of science is smart because I'm great at science. And I just stumbled into an acting class and fell in love. So that same year, there was an audition for this movie called Close Calls, which is, it's also a horror film, just like a B movie. And it ended up being a $300,000 budget, a film that lasts 3 months. It took it took 3 months for us to film. It took 3 months for us to film because we got kicked out of our location halfway through filming, then had to recreate replicas inside of a hangar, an airport hangar, because that's the only space that we had. We literally had staircases that were exact replicas. We had bathrooms that were the exact it was insane.
I didn't realize that it had that big of a budget.
Oh yeah, and that was my first project ever. So I auditioned, but I never auditioned for anything in my entire life. I had no idea what they wanted me to do. I never even sat down and read a script. My first reading of something was the Shakespeare play. So they actually were just okay, we're going to cast you as this small little restaurant person, but we want you to be a part of it. Have you ever done costume and wardrobe? obviously I hadn't. And I was like, no, but I could do it. I get dressed every day. Let's go. So I dressed these characters throughout this film, and I put together like this Pinterest board and all this stuff, and like went out and bought things, and like it was so professional, and I was just like winging it the whole time. But what I learned on that set was I wanted to act. I wanted to do film, and that was my first interaction with film ever. So I went on to, after that wrapped, I tried like finding more film stuff. In Arkansas, there was like nothing. And if there was anything, it was the characters were blonde hair, blue eyes, unfortunately. So I just felt like, oh, this just isn't something that I can do. And maybe I was just only meant for theater. But the theater stuff that I tried to find was all musicals. And I don't sing. I dance, but I don't sing. So that was like super disappointing for me. So for like 2 years, I was just kind of like trying to find stuff, but didn't find anything that was applicable. If I found roles, it was literally like the mistress, or like I don't like my look is like, I recognize that at first is seductive or a temptress, and I didn't want to portray that role on every single film, especially because I had never filmed before. So I just like gave it up, kind of. I just like let it go. Then I had my daughter in 2017, and I was just focused on being a mom. I did end up booking a dinner theater in Hot Springs, I was a main character for that, which was amazing. You know, they would come and eat dinner, and we would just perform for them. It was a paying job, and it reminded me how much I loved acting. So that was beautiful. And then it wasn't until 2019 that I went to nursing school, because I just realized like I needed to do something with my degree. My Associates of Science that I did get, it lined up perfectly with the prereqs that you need for nursing school. And I wanted financial stability for my family. I just wanted to be able to provide for them, especially as my daughter was getting older and she was able to, to talk and do all the things, like, because I stayed at home for 3 years. So I decided to go to nursing school, but nursing school sucked, man.
Oh man, I came at the right time here.
Yeah.
Ooh, boy.
Now, hey, look, let me get this out there. I graduated first time around. I got my NCLEX in July. But what I realized in nursing school was, what I realized is that you need something to balance out your life, and you really need to find what makes you happy, because you need it in those dark, dark, dark times, because it's fucking depressing.
Yes.
So what I went back to and making me feel better was acting. I ended up finding actually, Warren McCullough sent me an audition for my first ever Lifetime movie. And
that's right. You did a lot of Lifetime movies. I forgot about that.
Yeah. And I did 3 of them while I was in my senior year of nursing school. I also did Masquerade in that same stint. So your senior year of nursing school, if anyone doesn't know, is the most rigorous, most depressing, most dark time you'll ever have in your life. They're really testing your limits, and I did it while COVID came up. So not only was I this like student who was just going through nursing school, and everyone kind of just knows that it's just hard. And I was like, the people I was studying with were failing out. I literally didn't even have anyone to study with anymore because people were failing. I had like 2 people left that like were of my original class. So I was seeing people drop left and right, and that was really depressing because they were all there for their families. So I'm just like, oh God, this is so heavy on me. I knew that this wasn't my passion. I knew that I loved helping people. I knew that I'm good at science and math, so lined up. And I'm great in clinicals. I'm great at customer service. So I'm going to be a great nurse if I ever have to work.
So you're great at like the bedside service and all that.
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny
perfect.
that you mention it, because my wife is a cardiac cath tech.
Yeah.
So, she's been doing that for 15 years.
Bless her.
And then what was funny was when, you were doing your whole thing with Masquerade, slash people's throats, stab. Did it bother you with some of the shit you were doing? Like, CJ will be dead because I stabbed him in the femoral artery or close, and then I twist it. It was just like,
not at all. I mean, it did, like, it honestly, I was just like, oh, didn't stab in the right place. He probably wouldn't die immediately. So no, if anything, it made me more like, oh, I need to actually aim here. But it gave me life. It gave me life because even though I wasn't sleeping, because let me tell you, in the last semester,
No.
I was coming from Lifetime movies. I literally was filming the Lifetime movie while filming Masquerade. Me and the sound guy were moving from this production, which I was a main cast in, filming 10, 12 hours a day, going to take a test for nursing school, and then we were filming on the weekends for Masquerade, and then I would have to get up and do it all over again. I literally didn't sleep. I didn't sleep.
Can you
I
seriously?
didn't sleep.
Can you seriously? And I'm just going to say this. Have you seriously stopped to give yourself a round of applause for what you have done?
I
Because
mean,
it is
not like
in
literally.
fucking sane. Like,
That is
because-
pretty amazing when I
no,
think
no,
of
no,
it,
no, no,
though.
no, no, no. Do not discount yourself at all. It is fucking insane. I've watched my wife go through RCIS training where she said, leave me alone for 9 months. I have
Yeah.
to do this.
And that's so real.
We
It's
didn't
so
go.
real.
We didn't watch movies together. We didn't go to dinner together.
Yeah.
She came home. She said, "I love you. I have to do this test. I have to do this." I would
Crying
go
while
Yep,
studying.
I would go
Yeah.
upstairs, and at the end of the day, because they made it so that she had to have that training because, and there were people that she had worked with for 10 years that couldn't do it, and they got let go. It was like,
Mhm.
because you can't focus so much that this is your livelihood, this is your career, like,
Yeah.
and you can't
And I
pass the
have
test.
a baby. I had a baby. Like
Sorry, yeah, she
it's
had a baby too. That's
yeah. Like I'm
Who's
a
adorable.
wife, a mom. Yeah, she's so perfect. I'm a wife and a mom, and they literally tell you all you can do is eat, breathe, and sleep
it.
studying.
That's it.
I am, and think about this. Add another layer on. I went to nursing school before COVID happened. Then COVID happened. Then there was
Disaster.
this disease though that we knew nothing about. It's like they put it into perspective of someone who joins the military and then gets sent off to war without training.
Yes.
Because they're like, hey, you have to just go and do it. And you could bring home this disease that is killing people to your family. And that's just that because you're in nursing school.
3 times my wife had it happen because of the way that her hospital was set up. She had to go work in the COVID unit. So she was doing vitals and she was checking people to make sure that, she was good. And she would come home. She said, open the washer. When I get home, I'm going to strip butt ass naked and I'm going to throw my stuff in the washer. Cause that's what you had to do. It's like you were subjected to that so much that that's all you could do. I'm doing the vitals. I'm in a biohazard mask and a biohazard suit, but it's still not taking away the fact that I just did vitals on 45 people that had COVID. And remember, she works and she's a cardiac cath tech. She messes with your ticker, your heart, and she's doing the whole cath, the whole COVID unit. So you doing what you do.
Yeah.
As much as I don't envy my wife, I don't envy you even more.
Yeah, it was. And so she was getting paid as a nursing student. You're paying them to be there. I'm paying you to risk my life than to bring it home to my daughter when it's not my passion and all I want to do is act. So there was a point where I would have to choose between studying for my tests and studying my lines. And that was really heavy for me. But that's when I realized, like, if I pass nursing school, this is amazing. But what I want to do is act. So I made that choice. And then fortunately for me, I was able to do both. And then passing my NCLEX, I was like, even with your NCLEX, that's a whole nother level of studying that no one can understand until you get to this point and you go through it, because it's not like college. It's not like any other school.
It's a different beast, man.
It's a different fucking beast. And when I talk about how heavy it is, like everyone's just like, oh, really? Is it? No, it is.
You have nobody has no idea.
And I'm grateful, but I also booked a really big role through that time that I was supposed to be studying for the NCLEX. So I was like, I was trying to like do half days where half of the day I'm studying and break down my character, half the day I'm studying for the NCLEX, but I have
Yeah.
a baby and a husband.
Yeah.
So it just like wasn't working. And going into the NCLEX, I was just like, I don't know if I passed it and I don't know if I want to pass it, but I fucking did. And I still got the role and I did great. And here we are. I have a nursing license that I'm not using yet because it's my backup plan because I want to act.
That's good. And you know what? And you know, ladies and gentlemen, all of our listeners, if you can have a backup plan, be a nursing license, and you can be an actress, congratulations.
You can do it all. Well,
you can do anything.
You can do it all. You can do it all. You can. I actually preached that. I was at a high school that was one of our filming for like shoot locations for this film. And these girls were just like, we've always wanted to act, but their school had a nursing like prep course and prep program. And they're like, but we also want to be a nurse. And I was like, funny, you mentioned this to me because I'm both. So do it all. And so I felt really grateful to be able to like pour into these like 16 and 17-year-olds because this is a pivotal time in their life to realize like you don't have to choose. You can do it all.
Do it all.
The only person putting limitations on you is yourself.
you.
So yeah.
God.
So that was
Jesus.
great.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hey.
if you want to do it, do it.
Do it.
Life's
short. Just do it.
This woman has done it all. She can do it all. So when everybody asks everybody, man, that must be nice. Yeah, it must be fucking nice that you bust your ass to get your nursing license and still be an actress. So you know what? I don't want to hear anybody's excuse for anything. If you can do that, you can do anything. It doesn't matter.
I feel pretty empowered for sure.
And you fucking should.
Anything.
So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
I will give you kudos to that.
Thank you.
I know it's 9:57. We're having a good old time.
I know. I'm so sorry. I really just went on rants tonight.
No, I mean, gee, this is your interview. This is your interview.
Oh, y'all didn't even get to. I'm
no,
so
we didn't
sorry.
get to say shit. I already went. I went and changed my clothes. I was like,
he did a wardrobe change.
This is closer. Yeah, we're in the Oscars. This is closer.
He's such a diva.
This is closer.
Clint, how do you put up with it?
It's closer like Alone and Masquerade.
I just ignore it, tell you.
No, you fucking don't. You love me, you know it. Man, I couldn't do anything without Clint. He's my support.
He's the bomb.
Yes, he's my support.
Emotional support. That's what I'm here for.
That's more than you know. No, we adore you guys. We like we talked about before you came in, Olivia. Jason's been one of our biggest supporters, and we do not just overlook that. We just don't you guys have had our back. You guys have done, as she leaves or goes off camera. I just hope how appreciative we are, especially, you and Jason both, we're appreciative above and beyond. And when I was trying to get you to join the group, and you were like, I joined, fucker. And I'm like, thanks, fucker. I was like, that
Prime.
That meant the world to me. I was like, I have to, a big ass post because you guys are amazing. And you guys have really just brought to the forefront what indie horror can be. And it's amazing. And I know we're not even done yet. That's the sad thing.
We're just getting started
with Voorhees and Jason. What's your other project?
Go ahead and tap in, Jason.
Lonely Echoes.
Go beyond that.
Beyond Lonely Echoes.
And there's something with some stairs.
Yeah, when the stairs creak. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Really short.
My daughter will be making a premiere in that as well.
Yeah, that's her daughter's film premiere is going to be in When the Stairs Creak.
How old your daughter?
I'm just gonna have to force her to do it. She just turned 5, and she's the sassiest little human ever. And if she's not interested in something, she will tell you. So I'm like, hey, you want to be in movies? I don't know. I was like, hey, you want to be in a movie? And she's like, no, and then moves on. She heard me on the radio not too long ago because I did like a Spotify interview, and she was like, "Hey, mom, is that you?" And I was like, "Yeah, isn't this so exciting?" And she was like, "Can you turn it down?"
Oh my
Yeah, she was like,
God.
"I'm trying to watch YouTube."
Can you put on Paw Patrol, Mom? I don't care about
Yeah,
your
can
interview.
you just like, and then like I think I did something where like my movie was like, oh, my movie was premiering on national TV. And so we were over at my grandparents' house watching it, and she was just like,
Not a
"Can we
big deal.
go? Can we go?"
Mhm.
Like, I mean, this is boring,
I
Mom.
don't know, man. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing for you.
I think it's
because
amazing. I think it's
It is
amazing.
cool.
I think that like it just shows that we've worked really hard in you know, creating an environment where she's able to accept that this is my job. And so
Yeah.
just as she's not making a big deal about Nick's job, which is also fucking cool.
What does Nick do?
He is an aircraft maintenance
That's what
mechanic
That's what I
on
thought. Yeah.
yeah in the Air Force. So like
That's awesome.
when we come to work, we can literally get in simulators if we want to. We can, like, when he has like work, like bring your family to work days and stuff like that. Like, it's such an amazing like experience. And really, we could go on the flight line. We can sign up for like rides in these aircraft. And she doesn't make a big deal about that either. So it's literally the same in her eyes, which is so beautiful to me, because how often can you say that like you've cultivated an environment where your 5-year-old accepts that you're an actress?
That's
That's
God,
awesome.
gee,
That's
that's
a win.
amazing.
Pretty awesome.
That's a win.
That's pretty amazing. Be
It
like,
is
well, we
normalized.
you know we can go
Yeah.
on set, or we can go on a Days
On
of
a
Thunder
freaking
on steroids.
I know. Yeah. So she's awesome, and she just like is not going to sugarcoat anything, and I appreciate that.
Is she
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
wonder
okay
what-
doing this?
Wonder where she gets that from.
Huh?
Is she gonna be okay doing it?
Oh yeah. She'll just want like hopefully there's candy on set. She's going to be one of those
I'll
actors
make
that
sure there's candy.
request things in her craft.
All red M&Ms.
Do you want
Yeah,
$10,000
yeah.
or Cracker Jacks? Bam.
Yeah.
Cracker Jacks.
Cracker Jacks. Any type of sugar, I'll probably have to coax her in with a toy or something, but she'll be just fine. And she's gonna kill it. And so she does self-tapes with me, like she's read lines for me. She gets in front of the camera all the time. She steals my phone and makes videos all the time.
Mhm.
So she would be amazing. The problem is with a 5-year-old, telling them what to do doesn't work. Like
Nope.
they have to like create it in their head that
Yep.
they want to do it. So once she gets something out of it, she'll be great.
Awesome.
Cool. That's
Yeah.
Jesus.
It'll be fun. It'll
She's
be
learning
fun.
early. I wonder where she got the snarkiness from.
I have no
I
idea.
can't imagine.
I have an
Ooh.
idea.
My husband, obviously.
There's
He's pretty snarky too, actually.
guys
He's
both
like
are
a
snarky
little
as
shit.
shit, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's a little shit.
God, I just want to keep going all night, but I don't want to keep everybody on here. Especially Olivia. I know you're tired.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out to dinner for my wrap, so it is time for me to go. But this has been so fun, honestly.
No.
I've loved it.
It has been, and I just hope you know how much we appreciate you. Like when I say these, the messages, I hope you understand that we are so appreciative of you coming on here and
Mhm.
recognizing us as somebody, like we've said.
Y'all are awesome.
Yeah,
Yep.
because we recognize you as somebody, and you are, without a shadow of a doubt, one of our favorite people
Yeah.
to keep track of. And if you make it to the top, there's no fucking if.
You made me
When?
win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when we just want to see that happen.
Yes.
We really do. We just want to see you skyrocket, because you deserve it. Jason, you're the same way. You both deserve what you get, and it's been a blessing and a joy to see what you guys have brought to the table thus far, because it's only going to get better.
Mhm.
And
Thank
and,
you.
Thank you, man.
just know that we're very appreciative with what
Yep.
you guys say about us and coming on here. So
We're very
Thank you so
appreciative of
much.
you guys. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
we
And-
don't take that for granted at all.
And this may sound dumb and corny, but I love metaphors. So if all you can expect out of life is ripples in a pond, throw a really big rock.
They're a really big fucking rock.
Oh, that's so amazing.
This is why
Oh,
Clint is my
oh my gosh.
he
Hold on.
is my shoulder to cry on.
This is why
Real
Clint's
quick,
here.
this is so beautiful because I actually have a video on my phone from the Voorhees set of me and like the a bunch of people. Like I was about to list everybody, a bunch of people skipping rocks, and literally in my video, I was like, I feel like this is something that I'm gonna want to remember for a while. And I set it down, and it's us skipping rocks, and all you notice is the ripples in the water. So wow, we're gonna have to do a part 2 because I feel like we didn't even really get to talk, but I do have to go. But I've loved this. I've loved it.
We're always happy to have you.
1000%.
Yay. I'm really happy. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you
Thank you,
so
best
much.
friend, for being here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
This was the best surprise ever. Honestly, it was.
Surprise.
Yay.
Have a good night, my dear.
Okay, bye guys.
Take care.
Bye.